Okay, you probably know what remainder is about. You have seen the questions. It probably came out for your WA even, right? But I just want to make sure I refresh your memory first lah. The questions in your book, to be frank, it is like intermediate level question. So I want to go through the um basic ones first, okay? To make sure you get comfortable. All right. All right, guys, please remember that if, let's say, you cannot hear me, you have, like there is some kind of technical issue, please let me know or just put it on the chat, okay? Because I wouldn't know if you are not hearing me clearly or not, okay? All right. I know occasionally, Shada will like signal to me, Adam and Umar will also like type on the chat, right? Shayan, I know I can hear your voice as well. So make sure you let me know, all right? Because I don't want anyone to miss out. In any case, I have recorded the lesson. So if you miss something because you got kicked out accidentally and things like that, you can let us know and then we can share with you the recording. Then all you need to do is to watch. Well, it's a video, right? So you just need to forward to the point where you missed and then you can watch. Okay? All right? So that's the beauty about our lessons. So things are recorded. You technically won't miss anything. All right? Okay. So as I was saying, I wanted to share with you a basic information regarding remainder concept. Okay. All right. So this is not in your book. This is to be honest, this is like my personal copy, my personal thing. So so just look at the screen lah. All right. So I was saying that when you have the word, when you are looking at problem sum questions, word problems with remainder keyword. All right. The remainder concept, remainder questions usually have more than one fraction in the question. All right. So one important thing is you must always check to see if the two fractions are fractions of the same set or not. Okay. So the reason is because we want to make sure if, let's say, they are of the same set, then we can always change the denominator to be the same. But if we are talking about half of her money and quarter of her remaining money, then these two fractions are referring to two different set of money, right? It could be she spent half of the money on nasi lemak, okay? And then after she spent half, she will have another half remaining, correct? Now, out of that half remaining, she used quarter of that half to buy Milo, for example. Okay, so we, in this kind of scenario, we cannot make the denominator the same. All right. So I have here on the screen. You can also write it down on your book. Okay, do not make the denominator the same. All right. So what we need to do is to draw a model, which specifically a model that's called drop down. Later I will show you what it means by drop down. Or you can even use a branching method. So a branch is technically like a tree branch, right? It will branch out and you can see all the fractions clearly. Okay. All right. So we will start off with model drawing first. Then I will show you the branching method. Okay. We do step by step. All right. So let's look at this example I have on the screen. Okay, we have this guy Luigi. You all know Luigi from Super Mario's. Luigi won some prize money. He spent 2/5 of it and saved 2/5 of the remaining money. He then gave the rest equally to his 4 friends. If each friend received $180, how much was Luigi's prize money? All right, so as always, guys, have a habit to highlight the keywords. Okay, so you have money and you spend half of it. So this is the first fraction. And then they said he saved 2/5 of the remaining money. So these two fractions are fractions of different set, right? Okay. And then he gave the rest. So the word rest is also the same meaning as remaining. All right. Basically, the balance money, he gave it to his 4 friends. Okay. Now, they said each friend received $180. How much was Luigi's prize money? Okay. So they want you to find the money he had at first. Now, before you draw your model, you have to ask yourself a few things. How many equal units will there be on your model? You probably say 5. Yes, is correct. But the 5 is based on the first fraction because it is 2/5 of it. So the word it refers to all the prize money. So if you look on my screen, I have drawn a model with 5 equal units, right? And out of these 5, he spent 2. So we always label, we shade and we label 2 units, meaning there is a remaining 3 units. Now, in these 3 units is where he saved 2/5 of it. You all know, right, that the denominator will show you the total units. 5. The denominator here is 5. But my model, the remaining units is only 3, not 5. I need this to be 5, but it's going to be difficult to cut. So what do? This 5 and this 3, we use lower common multiple. Okay, we use the common multiple. I specifically say lowest common multiple so that you don't have to deal with big numbers. Okay, so the lowest common multiple of 3 and 5 is
Hello, Nadira.
8. Yes,
My video not working. Can I leave and then I return?
yes, please.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So the 3 and 5, they are inside the remaining, right? So we want to make it the same. We want to make it into a number that, that will represent both 3 units and that 2/5. So that's why I want to change it to 15. Meaning, I'm going to cut that 3 remaining units into small. Okay, each I cut into 5 because 3 times 5 equals 15. So I'm going to cut 5, 10, 15. And then this 2/5, this fraction, I'm going to change it to 2/5 into something out of 15. So it's times 3. Okay, times 3. So here is 6. So meaning in this section, I need to shade 6 because this 6 is what he saved. Okay, so I shade 6 and I label save. That means the rest will be the one that he gave to his friends. Okay, all right. So if you think about it, there are 15 that I cut and I saved 6. So that means the friend units for the friends is 9 units. So if I count manually on my model, I will also get 9 lah. All right. So why do I want the 9 units is because I want to connect that information with the 180 given in the question, right? $180 is the only amount given in the question, right? So we need to find how many units represents $180. Now the thing is, read carefully, they say each friend received 180 from Luigi and he actually gave to 4 friends, isn't it? So the amount that he gave to his friends would be 180 times 4. Right? You have to find the total first. All right? So 180 times 4, which gives me 720. So these 9 units that he gave to his friends is equivalent to 720. Then you always have to find for 1 unit, meaning you divide by 9, then you get $80. Now, to find his actual prize money, that means the whole model, right? The prize money is everything on the model. Okay, you have to recall just now when we have to change our remaining into small units. Each I cut into 5, 5, 5, right? Meaning I must also do the same for the first 2 units so that the whole model have the same small units. Everything is being divided equally. All right? And then if you count the number of small units, there's going to be 25 now because in originally we drew 5 units and then I cut each to be 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So 5 times 5 is 25 units. Okay? Then you will times and you will get the answer. That's the prize money that Luigi got. All right? Okay. Shayan, is your brother joining in today? Sorry, I know it's so
I
random.
don't know. Because my mother not, my mother working late, don't know what to do. Because just now when I tried to help you, it always go with the Shadan class.
It keeps going to Mr. Shadan's class.
Yeah, just now. When
Even
I
when you
try
put on
helping.
P5.
Yeah, I go P5 standard man.
And then then the online lesson you see Madam Halima's name.
Wait let me check.
You have to see Madam Halima's name then you click into it, right? You try? Okay. While Shayan is still checking, sorry guys, because the admin asked for help. That's why I'm like distracted a bit. Okay. So anyways, this is the question, the
Yeah,
basic question that you are expected to know. Yes, Shayan? How?
they say the site can't be reached.
The site can't be reached. This is after you log in.
No, this is like before login. I tried to log in.
Okay, why don't you close the browser and try again? Haula and Shahada, I realize the chat. Please try not to type in any other things, yeah? Let's focus on the topic for today. Okay,
It keeps saying it. The site cannot be reached even though like I refresh already.
okay, hold on,
Madam Nadira,
hold on,
can I go toilet?
Yeah, you can. Is your mom at home?
No, she's working.
Oh, okay, okay. Does your brother have a phone?
Yeah. He got.
Can I get someone to call him and help him?
Yeah, just now I tried calling my mother, but then she never answered.
Yeah. Can I get your brother's number?
Wait, ah. His number is 87177130.
8717
7130.
7130.
Then I give back his iPad.
Yeah, can you give back his iPad? Tell him to stand by on the phone.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Cheyenne. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, so earlier on, now we're just going back to our lesson. Sorry. So earlier on, what I did was I squeezed everything on my model. But I did mention there is this thing called a drop down model. So some teachers in school may have gone through this. So it's something that you have seen before. Basically, right, the remainder just now originally, okay, let me put top and bottom like that, so you can see. So this was the original model that we draw, and then I shade the remaining, right?
I give him.
Okay, thank you. Then instead of drawing on that remaining, I draw the same size as the remainder model. I draw it below. Okay? Because the fraction was 2/5 of the remaining, right? So I will draw 5 parts here. The one on top, I already draw 3 units, right? Okay, so the one below, I draw 5 parts. So that it's clearer for you to see that, this is 3, this is 5. I need to make these two model, top and bottom, the same because they are of the same size, right? We are referring to the remaining money that he have after spending. So that's why I was saying that we have to use the lowest common multiple. So the word LCM here means lowest common multiple. Yeah. Okay. So we are going to change both the top and bottom to 15. The same size, the same number of units. So the one on top, I times by 3. Times by 5. Then the one in the bottom, I times by 3. Right? So this is a drop-down model that you guys can draw to avoid confusion when you draw on one single model macam dekat atas tadi tu. Kan? It can be a little bit confusing. Alright? Okay. And then the method will still be the same. Okay? Okay. So I want to pause first and check in if everyone is okay so far with this remainder concept. Is it something that you guys can remember, recall doing before? Syada, you ingat tak you pernah buat remainder question? Actually, remainder question P5 dah keluar.
Is the bottom part is total, then the on top part is numerator, right?
Yeah, the bottom is always the total, correct. But total of what? So depending on the fraction, is it total of all the money or total of only the remaining money? So look at the fraction. Okay? All right. Maybe we can do a question together. Let me share with you another question, a basic question that we can do together. All right? Yeah. Hold on. Mm, I'm trying to find a question that it's okay. I want to show you this question on the screen. Can you see it? This question is actually a 2023 PSLE question. It's an actual PSLE paper 2 question and it was 3 marks.
So what
Okay.
page? What page is it?
It's not on your book. It's just on my screen. I'm just sharing my worksheet with you. Okay, just look at the screen. Nanti we will use our book in a while. Okay.
Can we put on our notebook?
You can write notes on your notebook. You can use your foolscap paper if you want to do it. I will, okay lah, maybe we should do that. Just take out your foolscap paper and I will allow you to do it. Okay, but before you do it, let's read the question together, okay? Because I want you to be able to answer my questions so that you can do it on your own, okay? I'll ask you some guiding questions. Peggy spent 75% of her money on a calculator. She spent 40% of the remainder on a book. After that, she had $6.90 left. How much money did Peggy have at first? Okay, Haula, what do you do? Haula, I said that this is not in your book. It's just on my screen. So you just look at my screen. You can take out your foolscap paper and do. Okay? We do together. Okay, Haula? I'm just going through some basic stuff first. What should you guys do if you see a percentage like this in the question? Adam or Umar, what do you think you guys would do?
Make it the same.
Make it the same, no? Make it to fraction. Yes, Adam, correct. Adam say make it to fraction, correct. Because, like I said, remainder questions usually have fractions in it, right? Then we have to check whether fractions is of same set or different set. This question ada percentage, got percentage. So one of the things you learn is to change your percentage into fraction. Yes, out of 100, the magic number for percentage is 100. Okay, so when you change the percentage into fraction, then it becomes like a normal remainder question. And then you can start drawing your model. Okay, so sometimes the teachers like to throw you off the bus, they give you something weird. So just remember, if you see a percentage in a question like this that has the word remainder, change it to fraction. Okay, so on your book, guys, you guys can write down how do you change 75% and 40% into fraction. So your friends have given some clue. They say 75% we must make it as out of 100. Yep. So the number 75 goes to your numerator and it's always best to put it to simplest form. Okay, so it'll be 3 out of 4. Then 40% you do the same. So 40% would be 40 out of 100 and make it to simplest form would be 2 out of 5. So we can technically replace the 75% with 3/4 and 40% I change it to 2/5. Okay? Then you look at the question again. All right, you will see that there are two fractions. The first fraction is talking about her money, all of her money, 3/4 of her money. So you would then proceed to draw a model. This is all the money that Peggy has. The denominator is 4. So you should draw 4 equal units and you will shade 3 out of these 4 and label calculator. So it means that you have a remaining of 1 unit. So I'm going to put I don't have space, so I'm just going to put rem there, okay? 1 unit remaining after buying the calculator. So this is your remainder. The fraction in the second sentence is 2/5 of the remainder. Meaning my remainder inside that yellow part, I need to cut it into 5 small parts. Okay? All right. So if you want, you can draw the drop-down model. Okay? But actually for this question, not necessary lah. Because it's just 1 unit. It's not very complicated. So that 1 unit, straight away, I cut into small 5 parts. And I shade 2 and label book. So therefore, the remaining money, $6.90, is the 3 small units here. Okay, so left with $6.90. How much money did Peggy have at first? Meaning the whole model, everything. Now, before you proceed on, remember, whenever you cut one of the units into smaller parts, you must also cut the rest. That means the first 3, all I cut each into 5. Okay, yes, Haula?
Can I go toilet?
Didn't you just go toilet or was that Shahada?
Shahada.
Okay, quickly come back, yeah? All right. Now, after you cut, now the whole model have small units, all same size, right? Now we can proceed to solve.
Is it all together is 20 on it?
Ah, right. Because you draw 4 at first and each you cut 5, 5, 5. So yes, there are 20 units altogether. Correct. Okay, so your mission is to find 20 units is how much?
I know,
But
can I check?
now you all can try already, right? Okay, so maybe I give you 2 minutes. This is the number 690. How do you use 690? 690 is for how many units left? Then what do you always need to find first before you find for your 20 units? Okay, 2 minutes.
Is the answer 46?
46. Okay, let's wait for your other friends. Okay, Adam? Good try.
I got 46.
Shahada also got 46. Okay. Umar, what's your answer? Okay. So from the model, we know that she has 3 units left. So 3 units is $6.90. You must always remember to find for 1 unit. Okay, so $6.90 divided by 3. Then you get $2.30. Then only you multiply by 20, and that's how your friends got $46. Very good. Okay? So this is a 3-mark question. If you can do this on your own, you can get 3 marks. Nice. Okay, so remainder question is actually something that is achievable. Okay, but you just need to remember not to make the denominator the same and to draw your model. Okay, and of course your percentage can change into fractions. Umar and Shayan need any help? Or all okay? Okay. I want to show you another kind of remainder question. Okay, it's still something similar like this, but the way the information given in the question is different. Okay, let me just bring you to another example. Okay, this is the example that I want you to look at. Okay, I show you the question only first, okay? There are some English, mathematics, and science books in a library. 644 of the books are English books. 58 of the remaining books are mathematics books. If 1/5 of the books are science books, how many books are there in the library? The difference between this example and the first one, they give you the fraction and then there's another fraction. Now they give you a number first, then fraction of the remaining, and then there's a second fraction that comes in the last part. Kan dia punya arrangement of the numbers is a bit different. So the way you draw your model is going to be a little bit different also. Okay. Not so tough. Okay, don't worry. Okay. So again, we identify that there are two fractions in the question, right? There's 5/8 of the remaining books and there's 1/5 of the books. So this one, the second one, it is referring to all the books in the library. Okay, all the books. So different set of books. We cannot make it the same denominator. We are going to draw the model. But how do I draw the model? I draw the model by I partition the 644 English books first. Okay, so I draw my whole model, right? Besar one, right? Then I cut label 644 books are English books. I put that on my model first. Then the remaining is the one behind, right? So the remaining part of the model, I have to cut it into 8 because 5 out of 8 of the remaining books, right? So then I will cut into 5 and cut into 8 and shade 5. Shade 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And label, this one is maths. That means the rest must be science. Oh, I see here 3 units, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, science got 3 units, okay? But they also mentioned that the science books are 1/5 of all the books. So this is the part where I draw a drop down below because this is the size for the science books. And these 3 units for the science books is actually one big part. One part out of 5 in total. So by right, the total for all the books, meaning if I continue to draw the model below up till the same size as the one on top. Okay, I draw like that because I want to show you that the whole thing should have 5 parts, but I already have one part here, so that means the rest in front must be 4 parts because 4 plus 1 equals 5. Okay, all right. So let me write it down here. One part in the below model, one part is the same as 3 units. How about these 4 parts? By right, 4 parts would have 12 units, right? But I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where did this 5 come from? It comes from the top here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I draw the exact same thing below. Okay, so I write 4 parts. I found out there is 12 units. But inside the 12 units, I already have the 5 units from the top I copy down below. Meaning, what am I trying to achieve? I'm trying to find out this English books got how many units. So if a total here is 12 and you already draw 5, so 12 minus 5, here should be 7 units. These English books actually have 7 units. Therefore, 7 units of English books is the same as 644. And then you solve for one book, meaning you divide by 7. And you want to find for all the books in the library. Macam mana? Okay. Just now we mentioned that there are a total of 5 parts. Okay. So following from here, one part is 3 units. So kalau 5 parts, you can do 3 times 5, 15 units. So the whole model would have 15 units. So that's what I need to find for my final answer. All right. So 15 times 92, then my answer would be 1,380 books in the library. Yeah. Okay. So this is another example of a question where it is phrased a little bit differently, but you still see the word remaining in the question. We still draw the drop-down model and we still make the drop-down model part the same, right? Okay. Okay. To test whether you guys really can apply this, let's do another question. Can we? Okay. So this is one question. Erica has some bits. 640 of the bits are yellow. 1/5 of the remainder are red and the rest is orange. If 2/5 of the bits are orange, how many bits does Erica have? Okay, let's do this together, okay? So the first information given is 640 bits that are yellow. Okay? So when I draw my model, I draw for all the bits that Erica have. I mark out the 640 bits that are yellow first. That means the rest would be the remaining bits. Okay? And then the question say 1/5 of the remainder are red. So now my remaining part on my model, I need to cut it into 5 because denominator is 5. So I cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and I shade 1 because that is red in color. So that means the rest must be orange. Okay. Okay, let me highlight the orange one. So orange got 4 units, right, on the model. Okay, but the question also mentioned 2/5 of the bits are orange. 2/5 of the bits. This is referring to all the bits. Macam mana pula 2/5 are orange, but my model is showing 4 units. So here you can draw your drop-down model. Okay, so I draw my drop-down model for the orange one. So this is the size for the orange one. I draw like that. They say 2/5 of all the bits are orange. That means this part here for the orange is 2. The total by right should have 5 because denominator is 5. Which means that the one in front, which is the yellow and red, must be 3 parts because 5 minus 2 equals 3. So this is your yellow and red. This is your orange, right? So we need to make the orange part the same. 2 parts is the same as 4 units. So I will write down similar to what I've written for the example. I would put 2 parts is the same size as 4 small units. That means 1 part. That means I can have to divide by 2. 1 part is actually equals to 2 units. That means for my yellow and red, which shows 3 parts, 3 parts would be the same as 3 times 2, 6 units. By right over here got 6 units. Here got 6 units. But I already have 1 unit here. That means this 640 would be 6 minus 1 unit, which is 5 units. Right? So that's how I connect the 640 to the number of units. Okay? 5 units, 640. I find for 1 unit. Okay? That answer is 128. Then you want to find how many bits did Erica have in total, everything, which is 5 parts. But our working here is in units, so I need to change 5 parts equals to how many units? Remember just now we wrote 1 part is the same as 2 units. That means 5 parts must be 5 times 2, 10. So 10 units, you multiply, the answer would be 1,280 bits. Yeah. So this is how you would do this kind of question. Okay? All right. Do you guys want to try to do one question on your own?
Sure.
So sure, yeah. You have to use your own foolscap paper, okay? All right, and just look at my screen. Okay, let me show you another question, quite similar to what we have gone through. Julie saved $1,197 of her monthly salary, gives 3/8 of the remainder to her parents, and spends the rest. If she spends 1/3 of her monthly salary, how much is her monthly salary? Okay, so you need to draw a model that is similar to how I did earlier on, right? Okay, let me try to move it in a way that you can see both. Okay? Okay, so I want you to try number 2 now. But I'm also showing you number 1 so that you can compare and try to draw the model similar. Can? Can I give you 5 minutes? Shahada, is 5 minutes enough? Okay, try to do in 5 minutes first. Paula, all okay?
Yeah.
Okay. How is it going? Your model okay? You need some help with your model? You want me to draw the model so that you can verify that you're on the right path? Okay, I see Shahada. Can. Okay, can. Let me draw it. Okay, so I need to shift this up. So how I will draw? I will draw the whole thing, all of Julie's salary. Okay,
I'm lagging. I don't know, so I'm lagging.
Not tough lah.
okay.
I'm not asking you.
Can you hear me better?
Yes.
Then,
Okay, shahaha.
Paula, that's not necessary. Okay, so you cut and you will label 1,197 safe. Okay. Then where is her remaining money? Is this part here. This is all the remaining money she has. Now the remaining money, you have to cut it into denominator is 8. So you got to cut that remainder into 8. So 2, 4, 6, 8. And then I will shade 3 units out of it and label parents. I'm just going to put P, okay? P for parents. And she spends the rest. So that means this one spend. She spends 5 out of 8. But the question said that she spent 1/3 of her monthly salary. Meaning like whatever you have drawn here, I will draw a drop down below. It is the same as 1 part out of the total of 3 parts. That means I will extend the model in the front part here to tell myself that she saved and gave her parents 2 parts. Right? Because 2 plus 1 equals 3. Okay? All right. From the spending part, from this portion of the model, yeah, you see that, oh, 1 part is the same size as 5 units, isn't it? So I will write 1 part is the same as 5 units. If 2 parts, it will be for how many units? 10. All right. And then if this part has 10 units, so that means, okay, at the top here, I already have 1, 2, 3, 3 units, right? For the parents. 1, 2, 3. That means I have to draw another 7 more, right here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The saving part, right, is actually the 10 minus away your 3 units that you give to your parents. 7 units. Okay? So she saved 7 units. Okay, then from here, I want you to solve how much is her monthly salary. Boys, any answers from you so far? Okay, if she saved 7 units, If you save 7 units, that means this 7 units is the 1, 1.
I got 117. No, 1710.
Okay. Then when you do your division, you will get 171. But the question is, how much is her salary? How many units are there altogether for her monthly salary? Well, she has 3 parts, right? So 3 parts would be 3 times 5, 15 units. That's what you need to find. Okay, so for 15 units, you multiply. So 15 units, 171 times 15. The answer should be 2,565, okay? Yeah, so that's how you do this. Okay, guys, I think the solving part, I am quite confident that you wouldn't have a problem to solve here. The most important part is here, the model. Whether you understand what I'm trying to do on my model, making this one part, how I get 2 parts here, why is it I get 10 suddenly, I change the 2 become 10, then I take away 3. Why I take away 3? Because 3 units is what she gave to her parents. So I'm trying to find how many units she saved so that I can write out this equation and I can solve. Right? So that's always your objective. So you have to ask yourself, you have to tell yourself that, okay, I know the amount she saved. I need to find out how many units she saved so that I can write this step, the one that I star. Then I can solve. Okay, so in order for you to know how many units she saved, you have to do this method, right? So it's like if you look at it, when you are drawing the model, right, you are going from left, go down, and then go to the, let me just show you the arrow. So we are like here, we started here, and then we go to the right, we dealt with the remainder, and then I went down to draw the drop down model, and then I went to the left, right? So it is like a full circle, how you try to connect the information. From a number, you go down and find the units for that number. Okay? Right. You guys want to try one more question like this?
Yes.
Umar got 2565. Very well done. Yes. Maybe we do one more question, then we go for a break, boleh?
Okay.
Okay. One more question like
One
this.
more question like this.
Okay, I give you 5 minutes.
You do model.
You draw first lah. You draw first, you try first, and then I'll check in with you at the third minute mark. Adam, just hang in there. I'm not replying yet because after this we are going for our break. 710. Shahada got the answer, but don't know whether
I don't know whether
it's the correct one. Okay, let's go through. Are we ready? I will draw for you the model first, okay? See whether you are correct or not.
correct or not.
All her stems. Okay, you cut off
Cut
355. Okay. All right. So that is the Singapore stems. I'm going to put SG. That means the rest is the remaining stems. Okay, let me put on top here, remaining stems. And if you look at the fraction is 2/5 of the remaining stems. So mean that my denominator 5, that's the total units for my remaining. So I cut into 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I shade 2 out of 5 and label Japan. So I'm going to put JP for Japan. And the rest are Malaysia. So I'm going to put MY for Malaysia. Then they said that 2/5 of the stems, that means all the stems that Selena have, 2 out of 5 are Malaysia. So now I got to draw my drop-down model for Malaysia because it shows me 3 units at the top, but the fraction here is 2 out of 5. So it has 2 parts out of a total of 5 parts. That means the one in front, Japan and Singapore, must be how many parts? Must be how many parts?
How many parts?
4.
If you have a total of 5 and out of these 5, 2 are Malaysia, that means the remaining 3 parts are the one for Singapore and Japan, right? Singapore and Japan here. Okay. All right. So according to my model, let me write down at the side, 2 parts is the same as 3 units, right? If you look at the Malaysia side, this one, 2 parts is the same as 3 units. That means 1 part must be 3 divided by 2. If you use your calculator, you will get 1.5 units. Alamak. Then I want to know these 3 parts is equivalent to how many units? So I find 3 parts, 3 times 1.5, 4.5 units. Sure, is that possible? Yeah, 4.5 is like 4.5. What does it mean? Remember just now when we draw for Japan, this is 1 unit. This is another 1 more unit, right? 2 units. Kalau half, that means it's half of that 1 unit lah, right? That's all. Okay. I need to connect the information with this 355 Singapore stamps. I need to know how many units represents that Singapore stamps. So inside the yellow part, there are 4.5 units in total. But out of that 4.5, 2 units are Japan. So I minus off the Japan. That means I get 2.5 units. It's for the Singapore one, 355. I think maybe that's why some of you are not very sure if you're correct or not. Okay, because of this 0.5, but it doesn't matter. Don't worry so much. Basically, it just means that you have half of a unit, right? It doesn't look that normal, but it's okay, right? It's not so funny like it is a long string of decimal. 2.5 is still okay. So as usual, you just find 1 unit. So you will take 355 divided by 2.5. You have your calculator, right? Then you divide. You will get a whole number. So that's why I say don't worry. 1 unit is actually 142. So if you want to know how many stems she have in total, all right, remember total stems, she got 5 parts. So 5 parts would mean 1.5 times 5, right? 1.5 times 5 give you 7.5. So you're supposed to find for 7.5 units. Sure, will that give me a funny answer? You try and you tell me. No, it doesn't give me a funny answer. The answer is 1065. Okay, that's the answer. So sometimes, so this example is a classic example. When you do what I teach you how to do, you may get a 0.5. It's okay, just carry on because 0.5 is still an acceptable decimal. Just carry on and then see that your final answer must be a whole number. If let's say your final answer you don't get a whole number, then yeah, you have to retrace back and see where you went wrong and check. Okay? Shahada say whenever I see your model is easier. Okay, you have to probably draw it more often or use different colors. Like for me, I think I'm using different colors on my model. That's why it's easier to look. So you can use your highlighters and highlight like the yellow section, right? The blue section. Then maybe it will be much clearer for you. Okay. You are allowed to highlight during your PSLE exam. You can highlight the question and your model is okay because they will not give you marks based on model. They give you marks based on your equation. So don't highlight your equations. All right. But you can highlight the model and the question. All right. Okay.
My teacher said instead of highlighting, can just use different colors.
Yeah, you can use a pen. You can use different color pens. You have a black pen, blue pen, different shades of blue pen. You have green pen, right? So during exam you can use it, no problem. Because you are just using that to draw your model, right? But of course, some teachers will say try not to use pen unless you're very, very confident. Because if you make a mistake, then you cannot use correction tape in an exam, right? Okay. So
My teacher
unless you are super confident.
cannot use pencil.
Cannot use pencil. You cannot use pencil for your equation, okay? Only use pencil for your drawings. Model, drawings of shapes, drawings on bar graphs, that kind of thing. But not your solution, not your statements or your equation, okay? All right, let's give ourselves a 5-minute break first. Can 5-minute break? In 5 minutes time, then we'll come back and we will do some more remainder question from your book. Okay? All right, see you in 5 minutes. Thank you guys. Hi, is everybody back? All right, Uma is back. Okay. You guys have to turn your book to page 21. You will see 1.6. Okay, Haula, I saw your message. Yes, I will explain again when we do the next model on your book. Okay, so turn your book to page 21. Okay. So the one on your book is actually very focused on branching. Okay, so I want to show you the model as well, since Haula also want me to re-explain about the split model, which is actually called the drop-down model. Okay, yeah, it's being split and it drop down. Okay, basically the remaining part of the model, I draw it below. All right. let's read the first example on your book. So now you have your book, you can highlight the keywords, all right? And you can also draw the model on the space above, okay? All right. Mabel gave 2/7 of her stamp collection to her brother, okay? And 1/5 to her friend. So you should highlight these keywords first, okay? After she disposed 1/3 of the remaining stamps, she found that she had 36 stamps left. How many stamps did Mabel have at first? Okay, so don't look at the branching method yet. I want you to focus on the model first, all right? The model drawing first. The reason why is because some questions you may not be able to do branching, but model will allow you to do for almost every question. That's the reason why we emphasize on the model drawing. Okay, so I want to draw a whole model, everything for Mabel. All right, so let me draw it here. You can start drawing also. This is all the stamps that Mabel has. And the first fraction is 2/7 of her stamp. The second fraction is 1/5 to her best friend. Now, they didn't put 1/5 of what? But actually what they're trying to say is 1/5 of her stamp collection. So this is also referring to all her stamps. So therefore, these two fractions, 2/7 and 1/5, are referring to the same stamps, right? All the stamps that she have. Can we make the denominator the same? Yes. That is why you will see this on the left-hand side on your book. We make them the same denominator, and the denominator is 35. All right? Are we going to be drawing 35 units? Of course not. Okay, so how, Che? Cannot draw 35 units, then how? Then you just label. Okay, I teach you shortcut. No need to draw so many. 35 units. So all of it. Like that. Then 2/7 has become 10 out of 35. So I would cut, I draw 10 units like that. And then I label brother. And then 1/5 has become 7. So I cut another part. I label 7 units. And that is her BF, best friend, okay? Where is the remainder? The remainder is this yellow section. This is the remaining stamps after she gave to her brother and best friend. Okay, so you can also do the same like what I'm doing. Okay, highlight the remainder. All right. I will also label it. Okay, remaining stamps. Now, the next sentence they said, after she disposed, the word dispose means throw, right? Throw away. She threw away 1/3 of the remaining stamps. That means the remaining part of your model, I am going to cut into how many units? Haula, you want me to go through, right? Are you listening? How many units should my remaining stamps have?
Sorry, I forgot to unmute. 35 minus 17.
Okay. 35 minus 17, yeah, that's true. Okay. But based on the 1/3 of the remaining stems, that sentence that I circled, I can also cut that model into how many? Is it 1 or 3? 3, yeah? Okay. Right? So always remember your denominator is 3. I cut into 3, and this is what, 1 is what she throw. That means she has 2 units left, isn't it? Okay. But just now Hala mentioned something very interesting. She said 35 minus 17. Okay. What is she trying to do is, okay, it's like me drawing a drop-down model. Okay, so this is the one that I split, Hala. I draw the same size for the remaining downstairs below. And I write what you just mentioned to me. There was a total of 35 at first, right? And then she gave 10 units to her brother and 7 units to her best friend, right? So when you minus, what do you get? Paula?
18.
18 units, okay? So what I'm trying to show here is the 3 parts that I draw above is the same size as 18 small units. Okay? That means how to make 3 parts and 18 the same? What do I do? What do I do to my 3 parts so that it becomes 18?
3 times 6.
3 times 6 become 18, right? Yeah. Meaning, I'm going to cut each part
18.
above into 6. So this is 6. And then here also 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like that. Okay? Now, you threw away just now. You have, you had 1 part, right? Which is actually 6 units. So out of this 18, he throw away 6 units, meaning he is left with 12 units. All right? That 12 units is your 36 stems left. So there you will see it on your book. 12 units is 36 stems left. All right? And then you solve for 1 unit. And then all her units we have already found out is 35, right? From our model. So therefore, you find for 35 units and you get the answer. All right? So this is you drawing the model. Can be solved by drawing model also. All right? Okay. Today, I think we just focus on model drawing. Next week, then we will touch on the branching method, Ken? Because I don't want to confuse you with 2 different methods. Okay? Today, we just focus on model drawing. So, I want you to try, if you have understood this, I want you to try to do question 1 and 2. Can or not? Do 1 and 2. There are 4 questions actually in this exercise. Practice 1.6 got 4, but I want you to do questions 1 and 2 first. Okay? Can I give you some time to do on your own? So remember a few things that we have learned earlier. You see percentage, you can change it to fraction. Put it as out of 100, then put it to simplest form. Right? Okay? So these 2 questions, question number 1 and 2 have percentage. So you must change it to fraction. Then you can start drawing your model. Keywords, try your best to draw the model. You can draw using pencil first. Okay? Can I give you like 10 minutes? Can? 10 minutes to do these 2 questions. And then we'll go through together. Okay? Okay, guys, how's your progress? You have 5 more minutes. Have you moved on to the
Have you
second
moved on to
question?
the second question?
I still don't understand the first question.
Okay. All right. So always remember, if you have 2 questions to do, you try to do first one, cannot, then you skip to the second one. Same technique like exam. Okay. So maybe you can do the second one. Who knows, right? So you try first. Have you guys changed your percentage into fraction? I hope you did, yeah. Then you can draw your model accordingly. Okay, guys, you only have 30 seconds left. Have you been staring at the question or the question looking at you?
Looking at you
Both.
Both ways.
both
We stare
ways.
at each other.
Yeah.
I haven't even finished the first
Imagining the orange syrup in the large pot.
Pot,
Semua tengah
Yeah.
puasa.
tengah puasa.
Yeah.
Okay. We have exactly 10 minutes. I hope I can go through both questions in 10 minutes. Okay, we'll try, Okay. First question. Mrs. Wong prepared some orange syrup in a large pot. She transferred 60% of the syrup into an empty bottle. Let me quickly change 60% into a fraction, which is 60 out of 100. Then when I put to simplest form, it becomes 3 out of 5. Okay. Then the question said, after she transferred 60% into an empty bottle, 75% of the remaining syrup was poured into a mug, leaving 210 ml of syrup left in the pot. Okay, another percentage. 75% change it to fraction is actually 3 out of 4. Okay. Then we continue reading. They said the bottle was 70% full. 70%, let's change it to a fraction. It is 7 out of 10. Okay. So, how much more would Mrs. Wong need to prepare to fill up the bottle completely? So you don't get confused, there is the large pot. So you have to have a bit of imagination that there's a large pot on the stove that she made. She transferred some into an empty bottle and also a mug. But the bottle was not fully filled. When she transferred 60%, it wasn't fully filled. It was only 70% full. That's why they want to know how much more she needs to prepare. Now, this word kind of give you a clue that this 210 ml of syrup left in the pot is not enough. That's why she needs to mix some more to fill up the bottle completely. Okay? That's what the story is trying to tell you. Now, let's draw the model first. So, how to draw the model? We draw the entire pot, all the syrup, right? Then transferred 3 out of 5. So we are going to draw 5 units. Alamak, my model not very equal. Let me draw again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 units. Okay. 3 out of 5 goes into the empty bottle. Bottle. That means this is the remaining 2 units. Now, the remaining 2 units, 3/4 of the remaining syrup. So this remaining, I have to draw a drop-down model because from 2 now becomes, the denominator is 4. Right? So if you look at the remaining part, 2 units is the same as 4 parts. That means 1 unit on top is the same as 2 parts, right? 4 divided by 2. Okay? All right. Okay, let me continue on. They said 3/4 of the remaining. So I forgot to shade. I need to shade 3 out of these 4 that goes into the mug. That means this 1 unit left is your 210 ml. All right. And then they mentioned about the bottle being 7 out of 10 full. So this bottle part, it is only 7 out of 10 of the bottle. Now the bottle is not, you see, I wrote 7 out of 10, right? Because this model that I draw, it's for all the syrup in the large pot, right? So I don't want to confuse you and, so I would rather just write it and to tell you that the 3 units that you put in the bottle is actually representing 7 out of 10 first, like that. Okay? All right. The most important thing to solve this question is to ask yourself, this 210 ml is how many units? Because if I know how many units represent 210, then I can solve, isn't it? Okay. How? Since from here you know that you can see that this is 1 unit, right? Okay. Then you can write 1 unit is 210 ml. It's clear from your drawing. Then what you can do is you can find out for all 4 units. You want to know what is your remaining syrup here. So I find out for 4 units. So 4 units you times by 4. 210 times 4, you will get 840 ml. Now, but from my model here, I see that the remaining is just 2 parts. Okay. You can do this method or we can do like just now. All right. If this has become 4 units, like what you have drawn here, right? We have written this down, right? How about the bottle? 3 units. 3 units is how many parts? Sorry, guys. I should write parts here. Because tadi I write parts. This is parts, 1 part. Okay. 3 parts goes to the bottle, right? 3 parts is 2. How to find for 3 parts? Let me rewrite something, guys. Sorry. Okay, this was what we draw lah, right? 2 big units is 4 parts. So 1 unit is 2 parts. This is 3 units. 3 times 2 equals to 6 parts. So I need to find for 6 parts. Actually, this is more important because we want to know about the bottle, right? Yeah. So 210 times 6. Oops. Sorry. Okay. So the amount of syrup that goes to the bottle is actually 6 parts and is 1260 ml. And this amount actually is 7, represents 7 out of 10. So what is the actual capacity? 7 units in the bottle. We talk about the bottle now, yeah? Because question is asking about bottle. This 1260 filled up 7 out of 10. So it's like 7 units out of 10. You find for 1 unit. $180. And you find the capacity of the bottle, which is 10 units. So 10 times 180 gives you 1,800. Okay. So you already fill up 1,260 you poured. You have only 210 ml left in the pot. So how much more do you need? So then you can minus the actual capacity. You minus off what you already poured in, the 7 units. And then you minus off, we only have 210 left syrup in the pot. So when you minus, you will get the answer 330 ml more needed. All right. So this is how you do this question. Okay, you guys can copy down. And I think obviously we don't have enough time today to go through the second question. So at least we go through the first question lah. All right. Okay. Your homework, if you like, you can do the other 3 questions in this practice. So question 2, 3, 4. You can try on your own first. Next week, I will definitely go through the 3 questions and we will also do the branching method pula. Right? Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. Hope it was a good session today and that you will have a good breaking fast. Yeah? All right. Take care. See you again.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Haula.
Okay, I just
Bye, Madam Nadira.
Bye,
Bye.
Shah.
Bye, Kau Kau. Bye-bye.